Okay, here we go. We're going to really try to get started. I'm going to take you step by step, and hopefully this will really help you to get your Google Slides going. All right, we're going to start by taking a look. Um, Obviously, this isn't ready to go because it's going to be put up for tomorrow. I'm recording a day early because that's just how I roll. But when you go to your Avid section, you're going to notice that there's a 5-7 Google Slide College project assignment. So this is in classwork. If you look at the top, it's in classwork. In Stream, you're going to have another set of information. But for right now, what we're looking at is in Classroom. You're going to click on College Presentation Slides. That's the first thing you need to do. And when you do that, this is what's going to come up. It's going to have your name here, and then it'll automatically say college presentation slides. Do not change any of that. If this was a normal, you were just getting started, you're going to create your own Google Slides. Whatever you put in this title here, in this title box, that's what, when you click up here, it'll pull it up there, but it won't because it's already named. So how are you going to get from this, all this blank, to something like this? This is the one that I did. So it's going to be really important that you kind of start things off one thing at a time. The first thing I would do is I would definitely write the title of your university. So whatever university you chose, and you're going to do the full name, not the acronym, not just the letters, okay? My university, we'll call it that. And so if you look at my Mount Holyoke, that's all I put on there. You don't even have to put your name on it because your name's going to be up at the top, but if you want to, you could put your name. It's really not necessary, but you know, when you do them for in the future, you definitely want to do that. Now, you'll notice that these two items are in the center of your page. Honestly and truly, you don't really need to do that. You can move them. And what I usually do is I click on the top square and I make it more narrow and I slide it up. As I'm sliding, you're going to notice that there's a red line that goes down the bottom. That means the whole thing is centered. It does it for you. So when you're clicking down and you move it, you'll know when it's red. I'm going to let it go and it's going to be centered. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the other one and just slide it to the bottom. So I want a picture of my university in the middle. How do I do that? Well, that's really, really easy. Take a look at the toolbar. If you look at the picture, it says insert image. You could also go to insert image here. So we're going to get used to just using the quick toolbar, insert image. When you click the drop menu, it's going to give you a bunch of choices. Now, if you found pictures already and you have them on your desktop, if it's a personal computer, or if you uploaded them into your drive, then you've got an easy job. But if you haven't yet, you could also click on search for images. And on the right-hand side, you'll get this little box that will let you search Google Images. The problem is that it's not always the same thing you're going to get if you open a new tab and go to Google Images. I don't know why. I don't know how this interweb thing works. The internet. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in and we'll just, I don't know, we'll pick some kind of, we'll just put university and see what comes up. And you're going to have a bunch of pictures of universities. I don't know which universities these are, but pretend it's yours. You're going to put the actual name of your university. So whatever it is, full name up at the top. So I'm going to click this one because it looks nice, and I'm going to click at the bottom where it says insert. And you'll notice what's going to happen is it's going to stick the image right over here. Well, that's not where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it till I get to that, the red up and down line. So there we go. I've got my university by Mrs. Poliza. Of course, you're going to have the actual name of your university and an actual picture of a university. You could also make it much bigger if you want to. You can make it much smaller, but we want to make it look nice. The other issue we have here is you're going to get graded on your background. Your background needs to reflect the school colors. Let's say this school colors were, I don't know, let's say green and white. So you're going to go up to background and it's going to bring up this separate little box. When you click on the down arrow for color, you're going to notice there's all kinds of colors to choose from. And you can even go down to custom colors if you want to. So I'm going to choose, it's green and white, so I'm going to choose this green here. But I also noticed something when I was looking through that. These are solid colors. I could also do what's called a gradient. And if you look at what that does, it actually, and I'm going to say, first of all, I'm going to say add to theme because I want all of my slides to have these theme colors, and I'm going to click done. And you'll notice that it's slightly darker on the edges than it is in the center. Totally fine. You could make the letters white if you want to, since it's, white and green. You don't have to. Um, if you want to change it later, you can do that. If you want to have different greens for the different pages, you can. You'll notice that what happens is the gray turns really, really, it kind of fades. So I'm going to go up to, let's see, I'm going to click the little 3 dots here, and I'm going to change the color of my text to be white. Oh, nice. Well, I may want to match the top. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to change that to white as well. Oh, I forgot I have to add it over here. Okay, click, click. All right, and there we go. Kind of looks better. The darker background with the white makes it look nice. Now, of course, this isn't the only slide I want. I want to add more. So you can either click new slide, and if you do that, it's going to add just a regular slide. And you remember that I added, when I did the original color, I added it to the entire, to the theme. So when I changed this one, it did not change the rest of them. I kind of like the lighter one for the rest of it. So, and you can do whatever you want. You can have different shades of the same colors. It's up to you. Be creative. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick information that I want. So let's say I'm going to get some history and general information about the university. That's fine. So I have a couple of choices. I can do a bullet point list, and if you go up to the 3 dots, you'll find where the bullet points are. You could have a numbered list, doesn't matter to me. If you click the down arrow, you could actually have different kinds of bullets. So choose whatever you want. Founded in, actually probably a sentence. My university, and this is all fake. University was founded or created or started in, I'm going to say 1893. All right. We can also say the founders were a group of people who wanted to educate people. Okay, so I would get all of this from my notes. That these should not be my own information from the top of my head. When I click on the text, I can make the box bigger or smaller, and then I can add pictures. Again, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to search the web. Maybe I'm just going to put mascot, because honestly, you're going to have to put your own mascot in here. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to stick him in there just for fun. Then I'm going to move him around. That's really big. I need to make sure that I have enough room for all of the pictures I want. And if you remember, I'm going to go over to the rubric. You need to have at least 8 different images. I have it right here, 8 different images. So I need to make sure, and if you look, I have on mine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the background, 6 for the seal, 7, 8, I just added some clip art, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. I have like 15 images, and I even added this clip art 16. I'm going to count those as images. Now you have to have information about the university, so most of the images should be about the university. All right, you're going to continue, and if you look here, when you click the little down arrow, you have a lot of different ways to format the next slides. It's completely up to you. And you can even go ahead and put them all in the beginning. Let's do another one. Let's do one like that. Because remember, you want 7 slides, right? So you can play around with them as much as you'd like. Let's see. Oh, the 7th one does have to be like this. The 7th one has to be your resources. Okay, and then you're gonna click through those. Okay, so that's how you would kind of work on those. Let's look at another page. Let's say on this one, I decided I want to have a different background. So I can click on background, choose image, and here's where it gets interesting. I can do a Google image search here for my university. We're just going to put university. Like the one I found, I actually had to copy that from somewhere else, but let's see if I maybe want to do a background. It looks like that. I'm going to say choose image, done. And now the only problem I'm going to have is when I put information, I have to make sure that I can see it. So I have to choose colors that are not going to cover anything too important. And I have to choose areas, you know, I have to choose um, a font that's not going to cover, and however, you can size it, do whatever you need to do. Move it around. But remember, that background will count as an image. This may not be what you want. You might want to make it a little bit nicer like the one I did, because I think that one worked out really well, and you can see with white print, you can see really well. The other thing you can do when you import a picture, maybe you want the background, and I think this is going to work. When you have your text in a box and you click here, you can actually, I believe, have a background. There you go. So now you can see the words clearly. So again, I clicked on it. I clicked on the little bucket that drops the color, and then I chose it. Okay. The other thing I was going to tell you was about the resources. If you're going to copy from your bibliography, and here's where it gets tricky. I should have opened that up, but I didn't. So let me see if I can do that right now. So you want to be really careful, because when you import it, all of the tabs are going to be in the wrong place. So let's see if I can find my Avid college project, and then I have my sample. So I'm going to go to my document. This is my report that I made. It's pretty thin. But I'm going to go all the way down to the bibliography. If I click and drag and then copy, watch what happens. Oh, it worked. Well, the first time it didn't. If you can make it work like that, that is beautiful. I think it's because I added bullet points. If you do bullet points, it's going to throw it all off. So the only problem is I did get some Google images. So I have to be really careful. If I go to another website and copy a picture from that website, I need that URL address in here. If it was just Google Images, we might have to go to EasyBib. You're going to learn about EasyBib when you're doing the bibliography, and we might have to drop the Google Images website in there, or it's possible that you would just write Google Images on here, and then the comma, and I believe it's www.google.images, and then that's pretty much all you would need. So just be really careful about that. Hopefully this helped a little. You know, play around with it, do the best you can. I don't need this to be perfect, but I do need you to try to follow. Remember, you want to make sure that you have your information organized nicely. You want to make sure that your graphics that you picked are connected, they're relevant. There's 8 of them at least. Your organization needs to be, I'm sorry. Oh, I have to change that. I have to change this. This is the wrong information. I'm sorry, you also need to have your background needs to match your university, needs to be interesting, and then you also need to have your spelling and grammar correct. All right, I hope this works. Best of luck to you, and see you later.